What is up there, YouTube? Vapus001 coming at you with another video, and today we're taking a look at this beautiful thing of a mod. This is the deviate mod. This is a clone, the deviate clone. The original deviate is only a DNA 40. Yes, it has the DNA in it. Yes, that's amazing. Oh, the DNA, the DNA. No, the DNA is not that great, guys. Stop trying to talk it up like it's amazing. The only thing that's different about it is you can fucking customize it, but I'm not going to pay $250 for a deviate 40-watt DNA chip just so, like, you can't even customize it on this. There's no USB port. You can't even use eScribe on it. So, this thing cost me about I'm gonna say $65, $70, which isn't horrible, I guess. But the thing is it's not all cracked up to what it is. This clone, anyways. Now, this clone is beautiful. You cannot deny that this thing is just the craziest looking mod you have ever seen. The deviate, the actual authentic, almost looks exactly like this, except some of like the designs on it are a little more noticeable when you actually look at it. The design on this, for what it was in a clone, it looks pretty decent. Yes, there's gaps in the door. We're going to talk about that. Now, just like I was saying with the door, we're going to talk about some of the problems this thing has. As you see there, you can see the battery through the door sled. There's just, little gaps everywhere. Now, the actual deviate clone made by Mad Vapes has the same problems. The door sled is like that. Actually, if you've seen Grim Green's video on it, check him out. He got his, and his top piece was loose. It was completely loose. He had to go in. It's a little screw. He had to go in there, fix it. But we're going to talk about the problems I had with this myself. I bought this from a private seller, I guess you could say, on dhgates.com, which is a wholesale site, but she did so one at a time. And I was pretty excited. I got it. I started hitting. I was like, it's okay, I guess. But I realized that it works like a mech mod. It only pulls so much power depending on how much battery life your has. Like, it says it's 60 watts right now. I can't really get it to focus, guys. I'm sorry, but when I hit the button, it only goes to about 31 watts. So I was a little disappointed in that. I was like, okay, this thing doesn't even pull. It's full. When it's fully charged, it hits maybe 45. And I was like, okay, guys, this isn't what I was expecting, but that's okay. Let me have a quick toke here. I do have my Mutation 234 in here, 2-post, giant 15 wrap flavor chaser build on here with the flavor chaser cap. It matches this beautifully. So we're going to take a toke. Okay, so ramp up time, a little slow. But I'm going to go back to what I was talking about. Went to use this the other day. Put my atomizer on and went to hit it, and it wasn't firing. So, okay, is it locked? No, it's not locked. Tried to hit it again, didn't hit. So I looked at the screen, pressed it, and it said, no atomizer. I was like, okay. Fixed my adjustable pin on the bottom of my atomizer, still didn't read it. Tried every one of my atomizers and was like, what the hell's going on? So I popped the battery out, put it back in, doesn't turn on. At this point, I am fucking livid. I am pissed off. I'm messaging the seller on DH like, I want my fucking money back. This is bullshit. This thing is a piece of shit. I want my money back right fucking now. Don't make me have to get DH Gates involved. So, after that, she wasn't responding, so I took the whole thing apart. Not that hard either. There's one screw here, and then when you pop this fucking battery, or this battery door, sometimes a bitch to get off, and then up in here there's a screw. So I popped out the battery sled, and right as I was taking out the battery sled, I noticed that my positive wire was no longer soldered to the battery sled. So I was like, okay, well, that's probably the reason my battery isn't reading or it's not turning on. So I took it apart more and I realized that the negative connector on my 510 connector was also unsoldered. So I was like, okay, well, I can tell she didn't try, or whoever made this, I don't think she made them, she just sells them. It's like, whoever made this did not do a very good job of making this product. So I took it into my local vape shop, White Oak Vapor. That's where all my juices came from, except for my favorite, which is from Ozark Victorian. Sorry, White Oak Vapor. It's my favorite juice. So I took it in there, I think Saturday, and dropped it off. And like, okay, Monday night, you'll get a call. It should be fixed. So a little bit ago, got a call. It was done. Went down there. He had it all taken apart to show me. He had the solders in there beautifully, resoldered everything, made sure everything was good. And he was like, this thing's actually built very, very well for the clone it is. I asked him if he could figure out any way for the mech mod thing. He's like, the only thing you could really do is put a different chip in. And he said, I was actually gonna ask him if I bought a different chip, like a Joytech chip or something like that, would you be able to put it in this? But I never really got to it because I was kind of looking at all the other stuff they had in there. But it's all fixed, guys. Yeah, it works like a mech mod. Kind of annoys me, but it's a nice little piece for the collection. But I'm honestly gonna sell it. Trying to sell it right now. Actually, trying to sell most of my stuff. I'm selling my EVIC VTC Mini and my IPV Mini 2. I'm just that low wattage, man. I like a choice. I want to reach that high wattage. I am keeping the mini volt though, because with this tank on it, that thing is a boss, guys. That thing does a good job for the flavor. It does a good job battery life. This is, I feel like I can already see the low ohm builders like, what the fuck? But this thing is a 1.21 ohm. 1.21 ohm, not 0.12 ohm, 1.21 ohms. This thing is built very, very high up in the ohm scale, but it needs it for those lower wattages. People don't understand that the only way you're gonna get a good build or anything if it's a low build. It doesn't have to be a low build, guys. Like, this thing is beautiful on the mini volt. Does a great job, and it doesn't do that bad of vapor production, but I built this for more of my flavor, especially considering I have the flavor cap on here. The original cap is right here. This is the original cap. I mean, look at the difference in that. This thing, good for clouds. This thing has a lot less airflow, just 3 axes on each side. This thing cannot be ran, or it can be, but it's not supposed to be, I guess, ran in single coil mode, but it does a decent job for single coil, especially considering the air on this side actually runs over and hits the back of the coil. I do have the whole thing filled with cotton, so it does last a long time. I drip, 6-7 drips on there, and I can puff on her 10-15 times before I have to worry about juicing her. Now I do have to take a decent drag off her to get her to work well, but that's because it's on this. And this thing, of course, like I said, only pulls what the battery allows it to pull. So guys, I'm going to pull up my mini volt because I'm kind of done talking about this thing. It's okay, guys. It's okay. It's a cool piece for the collection. It's really cool design, but meh. So I'm going to pull up my mini volt and you're going to see how that works. Now guys, I have the perfect mini setup. I thought my Sageli Moonshot was going to be the perfect setup. This thing is the perfect setup. Perfect mini setup. So I got her at the 40 watts on this. She is reading 0.124 ohms. I have her on a standard ramp up time. So here we go. This combo is perfect. I have no problem dripping with this thing because, like I said, I can get a decent amount of hits off for while dripping. Fits beautifully in the pocket. She can literally fit in the mini pocket of my pants. Let's see. I only put her in here once, so let's see how well she fits in there. I can hide the whole thing in the mini pocket of my pants. That's a fucking mod, guys. Mod with some decent power and small. Now, that is the reason I bought this Sigelli Moonshot, was because it was the perfect mini RTA, and I wanted a mini tank to be able to put on this, but the build deck is so small that you can't build a decent size coil to get, like, I need like a 0.8 resistance, and I can't get a 0.8 resistance on that. The best I can get is about a 0.4, 0.3 and a half, 0.4 is about the best I can get on that, and it drains the battery too fast on this thing, and it doesn't hit right. But with this ridiculously high ohm built coil for that flavor chasing, it's perfect. And actually, I want to build a Clapton for this thing just because that's even better flavor. But guys, we're going to go back to the deviate really quick. Not going to go up close, just going to kind of show some FaceTime up closes. It's nice and symmetrical. Yeah, you got some gaps in your button, but compared to like the Mad Vapes deviate, it's horribly off center. One side's sticking up way farther than the other. You have the same problem with the battery door. It's just all around a weird piece. There we go. The top piece was sitting a little funky. So guys, that's it for this. That's all I got. This is Vapus 001. Hide your mods and hide your tanks, because I'm vaping everything up in here.